I got a philosophical question to follow up with that. Yeah, I know you're married, I'm married. I
Yeah.
think we all hear that, marriage can be difficult at times, but you get married and you're like, oh, wow, things like how you load the dishwasher actually can be an issue that, like, it's so
Yeah.
minor, but it can really cause big conflict.
Yeah, I picked
And
like
I
the
guess
lamest possible example there, but
but I'm pretty certain that my wife and I could beat that in terms of lame arguments that have resulted in
yeah.
conflict, not healthy conflict.
Yeah.
I guess philosophically speaking, let's use that example. What is it that really is like, what's maybe generalizing, what's going on there? Why can that result in such large feelings, emotions, conflict, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, can be a lot. Like again, I think it comes back down to that fear of disconnect, relational
Mm.
disconnect. So especially with couples, like you're kind of putting a lot of your hope for deep relational connection. You're investing heavily in this one other person, right? And
Mhm.
in marriage, if you're committing like, okay, the rest of my life I'm with you, you're you're putting a big bet on that relationship working, and you're willing to invest in it and commit to it. And then you find like, oh shoot, we grew up in two very different households, and we have two very different views on the world, and our value systems are maybe different than we thought. And it's like I hear you say that, and I interpret it, or my brain goes to a kind of a funny way of assuming I understand what you mean, and sometimes they even did mean it that way, and it's just hurtful, right? And it can draw a wedge between people. And so there's that, I think, fear of disconnect from someone that you really love and you were desperately hoping to connect with, can cause all kinds of, I don't know, hurt and pain. And I love working with couples that are willing to spend a little bit of time talking about these things and trying to learn new skills and change their behaviors a little bit. Like things can change, man. Like you can change your behavior and your ways of thinking that can really lead to a much better relationship. Like you can heal from the hurts, and you can help soothe the pain for each other. Like and honestly, a lot of times it's not even like rocket science. Like it's not really hard things. It's just learning a new skill of kind of managing emotion and being in a relationship that it's I try and have a little bit of fun with couples with this sometimes, because it's like you're practicing a new skill that you never were taught. You didn't grow up seeing anyone doing this, so it was never modeled for you, and you're just gonna be really bad at it for a while, like learning a new skill of anything. And so I try and help couples have a little bit of fun of like just being really bad learning the skill, but eventually you'll get there, until like the Gottmans talk about relationship masters, where it's second nature to them. They just don't even think about what they're doing because it's so natural to be in a really helpful, meaningful relationship.